What's up, mi gente? It's Anthony Rosa, the community finance coach, aka Mr. Remedy, and I'm really excited today. We are talking about Finance Friday, everything finance. We're going to be talking about debt scenarios. We're going to be talking about credit situations. And if you are watching this live, you're in the right place. I'm really excited to have you here. Today is Good Friday. And what I've been working on is collaborating my financial background with my faith-based background. And I think that it's really important for me to mix the both because it helps keep me grounded. It helps me stay motivated. And more importantly, it keeps me positive. It keeps a positive attitude. And so today we're going to be talking a little bit about a story from Solomon, King Solomon. We'll start off here and then we're going to go into the top 10 reasons why you might need credit repair. And then I'm going to talk about some scenarios to kind of help identify if you are the type of person that needs a little bit of framing, a little bit of help kind of understanding credit. Then you're watching the right live. Again, this is Anthony Rosa, Mr. Remedy. I'm really excited. So, King Solomon had just taken over the throne from his father David, and one night God appeared to Solomon in a dream and said, "Ask for whatever what you want, and I'll give it to you." Imagine that. And Solomon, aware of the responsibility, he didn't ask for wealth. He didn't ask for long life. He didn't ask to defeat his enemies. Instead, he asked for wisdom. How many of us would ask for wisdom in a moment if we had an opportunity that God was saying, "Hey, I'll grant your one wish." I want to say First Kings 3 verse 9. So give your servant a discerning heart to give your people and to distinguish between right and wrong. So today I want to talk about credit, but I also want to blend it with a faith-based background because it's really important to stay grounded. And I hope this guides you. I hope this inspires, connects, and educates you. And for the last 9 years, I've been thankful to kind of lead and help over 5,000 individuals nationwide. And so, it's really important to talk about decision making and how it make sense. So that's my goal here. Solomon didn't act on impulse, right? He reflected. Instead of chasing short term gain, he paused and thought about the weight of his decisions, right? A lot of us, we're making decisions every single day. We make decisions when we're purchasing. We make decisions when we're going to work. We make decisions with our family. We make decisions when we decide to pay our credit card bills, right? Solomon, he asked God for help, right? He understood and acknowledged he couldn't make wise decisions on his own. He sought divine guidance first. So if you're going through a tough time right now, reach out to someone that has the experience, a subject matter expert, whether it's a credit issue, an immigration issue, a spouse issue, a mental health issue. Speak with your pastor, right? Speak with a counselor, speak with a loan officer, your banker, right? Seek help if you need help. And his choice brought more than what he asked, right? Because he chose wisdom, God gave him not only wisdom, but also wealth and honor, right? So a couple takeaways this morning that I received was wise decisions begin with humility, right? Recognize when you need help and don't let your pride lead your actions. That happens a lot. Sometimes when clients are referred to me, high utilization, accounts closed and collections, repos on their credit report, medical bills, right? And so if you are going through a tough time, I understand. It's not your fault. I want to encourage you, right? But seeking wisdom over quick wins is what's going to help you. Sometimes the best decision isn't the most popular, right? Or profitable. It's the most grounded. And God honors wise. That was a selfless choice by Solomon. When your decisions serve others and not just yourself, favor often follows. Remember that. And so today on this Finance Friday, I want to give you some tips and some tricks. Every Friday around 9:30, we're going to be going on for 15 minutes. And then afterwards, I'm going to be in my Zoom room from 10 to 11, kind of serving and answering any questions that you guys may have, right? So top 10 reasons why you might need credit repair. I'm going to give you a ton of remedies, right? So no takers or money makers. And we're going to be on for about 15 minutes. So don't go anywhere, right? If you're watching me on the live, please hashtag live. If you're watching me on the replay, hashtag replay. For those that engage with me, I got something special for you. I got some goodies. I got some raffle tickets. So engage with me and maybe you qualify to win, right? So late payments, number one. Late payments on the credit report can stay there for up to 7 years. So you want to be very careful, right? I've had so many situations come up recently with student loans that they thought they were in forbearance and they weren't paying them. They weren't following up with the student loans. And, it just so happened that with the post COVID and the new administration, things are changing. If you weren't on top of it, you might get hit with a 90-day late notice on your credit report from your student loans. That could drop you 100, 150 points easy, right? So listen, if you're going through a rough patch, I can help you with the disputing, but you got to be proactive, right? Let's set up a call where I can do a complimentary review and let's stay on top of your credit before something bad can happen, right? Number two, high credit utilization. High credit utilization. A lot of times people think, oh, 30% is the number. The magic number is 15% by the building closing date, okay? I've seen too many credit reports where it's like 90% utilization, over 55% utilization. And if you are over 15% utilization by that cycle closing date, guess what? Your score could go down, right? So I'm here to teach you some strategies, setting up a budget plan, looking at ways where we can lower the utilization so we can boost your score as fast as possible. Okay. Number three, if you're suffering from collections, if you have some collections on the credit report, your account closed with a balance, it's charged off, it's in collections now, you're kind of ignoring it. I wouldn't. Sometimes they can go pre-legal, then you have a judgment, then you can get a levy. You don't want that to happen, right? If you have any collections, send me a picture of the collection, direct message me, comment on this video right now. Send me that information. Let me review it, and then I can see. I want to validate the debt first. So there's a series of disputes that I have to do. But let us help negotiate or remove that collection for you so we can take back your financial freedom. Number four, identity theft, guys. The IRS had a huge breach recently. Over 2 billion individuals where identities were taken, right? Equifax had a breach, right? The credit report, Equifax had a breach. And so identity theft, if you're not monitoring your credit, if you don't have the dark web access, if you are not actively applying for credit and haven't frozen your credit reports, guess what? You're subject to fraud. And if you're still giving those paper checks, I know some of us are old school. I'm an 80s baby. But if you're giving out checks, sometimes you got your name, you got your address, you got your account number, you got your routing number, and you got your signature. Somebody just whitewash with a pen the name of who your pay to order is, whitewash what you wrote there. They can change it to $100,000, $50,000, $10,000, $5,000, right? And they can steal your information, right? So if you're learning something new, like, comment, share right now, because I'm trying to give you some tips and tricks over the 9 years of experience that I have. All right. So identity theft is a real one. All right. Be sure that if you're not, actively looking for credit, put a credit freeze, put a credit lock, put an identity theft alert, put your phone number, make sure that if you are going to apply, they're going to contact you, protect yourself, be proactive, right? Bankruptcy or foreclosure. Look, a bankruptcy can stay on your report. This is number 5 for up to 10 years. So you want to be very careful, right? It depends on the situation, right? Serious events may lead to it. I get it, right? Job loss, divorce. But if you understand that there might be other options that you can do, right? If you have good payment history, we might be able to get you a personal loan. If you have job loss and the accounts are closed at a balance, it's like $60,000. You don't know when you'll be able to pay this back. I get it. But let's set up a call, right? Don't pay for, someone else's mistakes. Don't think that you can't have a second chance. Let's create a path to recovery. All right. Number 6, we're flying through this. Incorrect or outdated information, right? Many reports have errors. And if you're not monitoring your credit report, sometimes these errors could be balances, they could be dates, they could be account statuses. And sometimes if you're not following up with the account status, an account could have been paid 3 years ago, but it wasn't updated, right? So, we'll help you correct your information on the credit report. And if you have any inaccuracies, we'll help restore them. Number 7, too many hard inquiries. This is a killer. Although inquiries don't make a big a percentage, if you look at the credit factors, they don't make a big percentage. But too many inquiries on the credit report can really hurt you. So how do you fix that? If you are looking for an auto loan, right? Let's say you're trying to get an auto loan. You don't know what you're trying to get right now. You're shopping around. You go to different dealerships. Let me tell you something that could hurt you because the dealerships is going to run your credit way too many times, right? So if they're running your credit too many times, you won't even know until you get the alert on your credit report. So it's very important to understand that too many inquiries can hurt you, okay? And if you have too many inquiries on your report, guess what? You're not credit worthy. Number 8, divorce, right? If you're going through a divorce or if you've gone through a separation, we want to make sure that we can help you, okay? So let's say if you have someone that is more on top of the bills than the other one. Let's say you had a breadwinner that, you separated, you weren't the breadwinner. Now you're trying to get back on your feet. I get it. I had a client, went through a separation. She moved out of state. She has high credit card balances. She hasn't found a steady job. Guess what? Her credit score took a hit. She's super stressed out. And if this is you, I want to set up a call with you. All right. Let's set up a 1-to-1. Let's figure out a credit strategy where we can let your bills build your credit. All right. Number 9, lack of credit history. A lot of times, look, you could be in your mid 30s. You can have good income. You're going to try to buy some type of a home, a car, and guess what? Lack of credit history can decline you automatically, right? So you want to make sure that before you apply, you're preparing yourself. I would love to, discuss your credit report. You might need a little bit more credit information. You might need some credit boosters or trade lines. We're here to help. All right. Number 10 of why you might need credit repair: medical bills or unexpected debts. Look, I understand. Like, unpaid medical bills can hurt you. Collections, of course, can hurt you. And so, if you have any of these accounts that are on the credit report, I get it. But we want to make sure that we can validate it properly. We want to make sure that we can challenge the debts, and then we want to make sure that you're not paying for something that can't be validated at the end of the day, right? So if you have any medical bills or any unexpected debts, let's set up a credit card strategy. We'll look to improve or reduce your debt. All right. And so I have some scenarios here that I want to run by. And if you identify with one of these people, I would love to set up a 1-to-1 with you. If you know anybody that's dealing with this information or this situation, I would love for you to share them, tag them right now. That's the best gift or thing that you can do for your friend right now. So if you're young, 22, single, just graduated, have student loans, making decent income, you're like $65,000 a year, but you have some credit card debt, you're struggling to pay the loan balances, I love to speak with you. If you're a young couple in your 20s, your late 20s, you just married, no kids, making decent income combined, you're kind of trying to come up with a strategy, you have some credit card debt, you just inherited more credit card debt from your spouse, you're trying to buy a home, but you have poor credit, I want to speak with you. If you're a middle-aged professional in your 40s, married, 3 kids, you have decent income, like 120,000, but you're carrying like 45,000 in credit card debt. You have like a $30,000 renovation loan. You have private tuition. You're super overwhelmed with everything. I want to speak with you. If you're a divorced individual in your 40s and kids at home, right? Empty nester, you're making decent income, you have over $30,000 in legal fees, balances on your credit cards, you're trying to start over financially. I definitely want to speak with you. I understand that I went through my own divorce. I was married 7 years, so I understand the feeling, and it's not easy. So if you are going through a separation or a divorce, I would love to kind of share my experience and help you with that financial recovery. All right. If you are about to retire, okay, and you're in your 60s, you're widowed, you have fixed income, you're kind of living paycheck to paycheck, Social Security just took a hit, you're struggling to pay minimum payments, I want to speak with you. If you're a young entrepreneur in your late 20s and 30s, single, just started your business, you're looking to build business credit, you have a lot of personal credit debt because you're using your personal credit cards, I want to speak with you. And lastly, if you are a blended family, okay, you have 2 incomes, you have decent income, you inherited a lot of debt, um, you're growing your family, and you're trying to position getting a car, getting a house, definitely I want to speak with you. These are all different scenarios that I can help. And, again, this is a 15-minute quick morning huddle It's a Finance Friday, taking my 9 years of experience, and I wanted to mix my financial experience with my faith-based experience. So, in closing, on this Good Friday, I want to do a prayer with you guys. I want to thank God for this gift of a new day and the opportunity to gather in purpose. Like Solomon, we stand before choices that shape our lives, our work, and those around us. We ask today not for riches, but or recognition, but for wisdom. Grant us discerning hearts, clear minds, and humble spirits as we face each decision every single day. Help us to choose what is right over what is easy, what is wise over what is popular, what is lasting over what is temporary. May our actions reflect integrity, and may our choices bring peace and progress to those we serve. Guide our steps, guide our hearts. Let your wisdom be the light on our path. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. I want to say thank you guys for watching this Finance Friday session. Like I said, at 10 o'clock, I have my Zoom room open to serve any questions. If you want, I'll be there for about 30 minutes to an hour, depending on how many people coming in. All calls are confidential. Let's set up an appointment. Thank you so much again for watching. This is Anthony Rosa, the Community Finance Coach. And if you have any questions, if you learned something new, please share it here. I love to know. With that said, I'm out.